just because our marriage registration delayed Haden from picking up his childhood sweetheart at the airport. And for that petty delay, he put me, his legally wedded wife, up for auction online. $9.99 with free delivery. The post read, clear as day. A married woman. Me. I stormed out, trembling with disbelief, but as I reached his room to confront him, voices filtered through the door. Seriously, Haden? One of his friends laughed. Your wife's a famous model, and you're selling her for $9.99. Too expensive, Haden replied with a chuckle. I'll give you a 50% discount.
She's not worth more than that now.
If I don't make her cheap, who'd want her? I froze. The words stung worse than any slap. You're selling your wife just because Chloe had to wait a few minutes at the airport? Someone asked incredulously. If you don't love your wife, why did you marry her in the first place? Another chimed in. Would Amelia have even had a chance if Chloe hadn't gone abroad? One of the girls scoffed. She really thinks she's something, huh? Just a washed-up model playing happy housewife. Like anyone would still want her. My body stiffened, my fists clenched at my sides. But the next words cut the deepest. When someone offered $100,000 to buy her out, Haden flipped out. One of the guys said. Begged her not to leave. Tisk, another snickered. I was actually tempted. What's the saying again? Nothing beats dumplings for food and nothing beats Haden's wife for $9.99. What a steal. Shut the hell up. Haden barked and kicked the chair beside him. Who says the woman you marry is the one you love most? Watch your mouth. Across the room, his gaze met Chloe's. She smiled, calm, knowing. The kind of smile that made your stomach twist. How can the woman you settle for ever compare to the one you actually love? One of the girls teased. An unloved wife can be shared freely. Another laughed. But the apple of his eye? Off limits. I dug my nails into my palms, so hard they almost bled. I could be sold for pennies, mocked, and degraded, but heaven forbid someone mention his precious Chloe. I thought he loved me once. He'd fought his family, turned his back on everyone to marry me. I believed in him. Only now did I understand the painful line between love and indifference. Hey, why don't we call Amelia over? Someone suggested, laughing. It'll be more fun with her here. I've got something good. One sip, and she won't even recognize her own mother. Let's do a live stream. Another chimed in. We'll use the tip money to buy Chloe a new bag. They laughed. Loud, gleeful, cruel. My heart twisted with every word. Guys, enough. Chloe finally said, pretending to be reluctant. Come on, stop it. Even though I caught a cold waiting for him, she's still his wife. She's not wrong to want to assert her position. She dabbed at a fake tear. It's okay if I suffer, she sighed, but if you keep this up, Haden will be angry. Haden's jaw tensed. Then, as if her words flipped a switch, he pulled her into a warm embrace. She made you wait on purpose, he said through gritted teeth. Whoever helps me get revenge for Chloe gets the downtown project. I'm serious. His words dropped like a match into gasoline. The room erupted in excitement. I'll get the live stream ready, someone shouted. Let's give Amelia a wedding night she'll never forget. Yeah, she's not getting any buyers anyway, someone else sneered. Might as well let the boys have some fun. Haden's not stopping us. Don't tell me you're growing a conscience, man. Haden scoffed and pulled out his phone. Me? Have second thoughts. His voice dripped with mockery. I'm just thinking of how to make this more satisfying. Amelia's just a doormat. She'll come when I call, like always. Tears welled in my eyes. I covered my mouth to stifle the sobs. I remembered when he used to hold me gently, cook for me, even hand-wash my delicate. He used to say his greatest joy was fattening me up, keeping me soft and cared for. I gave up everything. My rising career, my family's approval, my hobbies, my identity. I molded myself into the woman he said he wanted. I believed, foolishly, that I had found love. But I was never the woman he wanted. I was just a replacement in a drama he never stopped acting in. My phone buzzed. Haden's name lit up the screen. Come to the club, he ordered. You've got 10 minutes. We lived 2 hours away. I stared at the screen, numb. Do you know how far that is from home, Haden? I asked quietly. I just got my driver's license yesterday. So what? He snapped. Don't be delicate. Today's Chloe's welcome party. Don't ruin the mood. I smiled bitterly. Haden, it's also our wedding night. There was silence, then he sighed. I've already told everyone you'd be there. Don't make me lose face. You know I like you best when you're obedient. I tighten my grip on the phone.
Fine.
I'll be there. This had to end. I would give myself closure. My past self deserved at least that much. Laughter erupted on the other end. Haden, you're the man, one of them howled. Even a dog isn't that loyal. Tonight, we'll make Amelia a viral sensation, someone added. Chloe's soft voice cut through. Don't go too far. It's Haden's wedding night after all. As long as it makes you happy, Chloe. Haden said tenderly, anything goes. That was the final crack. My last thread of attachment snapped. When I arrived at the club, they greeted me like a circus act. Well, look who's here, one of the men grinned. Sister-in-law, come on, let's toast to your newlywed bliss. They surrounded me, their eyes crawling over my skin. I was handed drink after drink, their slimy hands brushing too close. Haden stood across the room, watching it all with dead eyes.
Why?
I whispered. Why did you post that link? He snorted. It was just a joke. You didn't seriously think someone would buy you, did you? You told me your family hated my career. That's why I quit, why I disappeared from the spotlight for you. He laughed again, crueler this time. Look at you now. Just a sloppy, useless rump. Who else would want you but me? My heart cracked. I used to believe him. Every word, every lie. Now all I had left was this. Haden snapped without warning. To be honest, Amelia, he sneered, I preferred how you looked before. I blinked, stunned. That's easy to fix though, he added smugly. Sister-in-law wants a comeback? I'll help you. Laughter erupted again. Come on, sis. Look at the camera.
Hey, sis.
Drink up. One of the men jeered. You'll loosen up after a few glasses. I was surrounded. Forced glass after glass of hard liquor. The bitter burn scorched my throat, but they wouldn't stop. Hands grabbed my wrists, yanked my hair back when I tried to pull away, and shoved me into view of the camera lens again. There, post the link. The camera focused on my dazed face, makeup smudged, dress soaked with wine and sweat. $9.99 with free delivery. A voice howled through the live stream. Come on, brothers, place your orders fast. Limited time deal. A new flood of cruel laughter followed. Even at a bargain price, no one wants you, someone said. My vision spun. A sharp voice cut through the chaos. Wait, isn't that Amelia Fast? A viewer commented in the chat. Didn't she used to be a top model? More messages followed, frantic and horrified. Why is she on a sketchy live stream like this? What happened to her? The stream shot up the trending page. An online frenzy exploded around me, and all I could do was crawl, trembling, to Haden's feet. I clung to his ankle, eyes locked onto his face, pleading silently. He looked down at me with disgust, lifted my chin with his foot, like I was nothing more than trash beneath him. You want me to save you? He asked mockingly.
Fine.
Beg Chloe's forgiveness. Say her name. 100 times. Loudly. I gasped in disbelief. If she forgives you, Haden said with a smirk, I'll stop them. Chloe gave him a soft pat on the arm. Haden's always been like this, she said gently, almost like she was embarrassed. Ever since we were kids. He overreacts whenever I'm involved. She turned to me and said sweetly, Amelia, please just get up. Don't make this worse. She reached to pull me up, but then suddenly screamed, staggering backward. A glass tipped, liquid spilling across her designer dress as she crashed toward the table. Haden rushed to her side instantly. Chloe, he gasped, wrapping his arms around her. No, wait. I tried to explain, reaching out. Too late. I was shoved hard. My back slammed into the edge of the table. Pain exploded down my side. I collapsed, the fruit knife grazing my chin, opening a long gash. Warm blood streamed down the front of my white dress, soaking the fabric. Haden, don't be mad at her, Chloe whimpered, clinging to him. I'm sure Amelia didn't mean to. Haden turned to me, his eyes murderous. You're asking for death. His foot connected with my chest. I screamed as I hit the ground, convulsing in agony. Quit pretending, he barked. Stop your damn drama and apologize. She's really not okay, someone muttered hesitantly. But Haden didn't stop. He clicked his tongue impatiently and nudged me with his toe. One little kick and she's acting like she's dying? Pathetic. Bring some ice water. A moment later, a bucket of freezing water was dumped over my head. I gasped, body jolting awake. My soaked dress clung to me, transparent now, revealing everything underneath. The men leered openly. Go die outside if you're going to die, Haden snapped. Don't scare Chloe. I just asked you to apologize. Didn't expect such a damn performance. His eyes narrowed. You really are manipulative, Amelia. I never saw it before. There's no sorrow deeper than a heart that has died. In that moment, mine did. I managed to whisper, let's get a divorce. Haden laughed. Divorce? And who would want damaged goods like you afterward? She still thinks she's a top model. One of the guys snorted. Holy sh*T, someone shouted. Haden, look at the screen. Someone just placed a $5 million buyout on the link. Gasps filled the room. Must be a glitch, someone said quickly. Maybe some creepy old billionaire. Heard a washed-up celebrity died last week and no one even claimed the body.
Yeah.
Probably one of those rich psychos who collects broken women. Haden's scowl faded.
He relaxed.
Smiled coldly. So, I asked in disbelief, you're fine selling me off to some twisted old man? He chuckled. Don't act high and mighty, Amelia. You lucked out. Someone actually wants you. He turned to Chloe. Didn't you want a new bag? Think of it as an apology gift. With one tap, he transferred the money to her. Chloe gasped. Thank you, Haden. She threw her arms around him, kissing him sweetly. You've already spent so much on me. Aren't you mad? He shrugged. She's got nothing to do with my money. Spend it however you want. Chloe looked at me, smirking triumphantly. Her voice dropped to a whisper. For 3 years, she said, Haden spent half the year abroad with me. Bought me a house. Promised me forever. You were just a distraction. Something to hurt me with. He never loved you. She leaned closer, her voice dripping with venom. Now that I'm back, all it took was a little trick.
And he's mine again.
Living like you? Might as well be dead. I stood there, shaking. Everything went cold. My mind drifted back. Haden's mother had once made me kneel on the floor for 4 hours. I was pregnant, but I didn't know yet. She said the sofa wasn't real leather, so I had to be the footstool. That night, I bled heavily. Crawled to the study, begged Haden to take me to the hospital. He said he had a business trip. Endure it, he said. I lost the baby. He blamed me for it. Said I wasn't fit to be a mother. After that, he made me take birth control pills every time we were intimate. My uterus became inflamed. I'll never have children again. I looked at Chloe's glittering hand, covered in jewelry and luxury. $1 million pink diamond ring from South Africa gleamed on her finger. I glanced at my own, still wearing 4-year-old clothes bought with my own money. My wedding ring was a blade of grass Haden twisted on our wedding day. He said he hated materialistic women. I thought it was romantic. Now I knew. Money follows love. He just didn't love me. The effects of the drugs were wearing off. I dragged myself to the door. One step. Another. My bloodied fingers reached for the frame. Then, a sharp kick. My head slammed into the coffee table's edge. Blood exploded across the marble floor. Everyone burst into laughter. Don't run yet. We're not done playing, one of them shouted. Our sister-in-law's got to hurry up and meet her new owner. I said nothing. Tears in my eyes, I crawled. Just as I touched the doorframe, a leather shoe slammed down on my hand. Haden looked down at me, cold as ice. So eager to be some old man's plaything, he sneered.
Fine.
Let's call him. Tell that geezer to come pick up his new goods. If I'm in a good mood, Haden said with a smirk, I might even throw in the wedding night for free. Laughter exploded around the room. Damn right, you're the man, someone shouted. The party raged on like a twisted carnival, with me, Haden's wife, at the center of it. Not a bride, not even a woman, just something to be mocked, abused, and passed around.
A toy.
A show. Toy with that, Will. Haden chuckled, patting my cheek roughly. Why the long face, Amelia? Who are you trying to impress? He leaned in close, breath thick with alcohol. I'm just helping you get used to it early. How else will you serve the old man when he shows up? The room erupted again. A bucket of ice appeared, and before I could scream, it was poured into my clothes, freezing water soaking me from the inside out. I shrieked, but no one cared. Just then, the heavy private room door burst open, slamming against the wall with a deafening crack. Thwack! A blade sank deep into the wood beside a man's hand, mere inches from where he had been reaching to rip away my dress. Did I say you could touch her? A cold voice rang out. The room fell silent. Haden's face dropped. Lucas Stone? What the hell are you doing here? Lucas stepped forward, calm and menacing. Mr. Gray, didn't you post the link yourself? Wanted to sell your wife's wedding night, didn't you? Haden's face turned an ugly shade of red. You're the one who placed the $5 million bid. You'd stoop to buying a washed-up housewife just to spite me. His words stabbed at me. Again. But I had no tears left. I didn't even flinch. Lucas's voice stayed cold. It's just business. If someone's selling, someone's buying. You took the money, Mr. Gray. But now you're breaching the deal. Haden turned his glare on me. When did you start sleeping with him, huh? Behind my back. You whore. I didn't answer. I simply stood up, swaying slightly, blood drying on my skin. I pulled on my clothes with shaking hands and gave a cold smile. Mr. Stone really isn't picky, I said flatly. He'll eat anything. Haden sneered.
Here.
She's yours for tonight. He shoved me toward Lucas, who caught me gently. He took off his jacket and draped it over my shoulders, shielding my exposed body from their sickening gazes. He took my hand, led me away. Take it easy, Mr. Stone, someone shouted behind us, laughing. Don't play too rough and kill her. I don't want to be a widower the night after my wedding. More laughter followed, like a swarm of flies. I looked back once, only once, to see Haden wrapping his arms around Chloe, whispering something in her ear. Then I turned forward and walked away for good. Lucas helped me into the car. I braced myself. After all, I'd just been sold. But he simply started the engine and drove me home. You're not going to? I asked, wary.
No, he said.
I just wanted to get you out of there. I was stunned. I don't understand, I admitted. Why did you help me? Lucas glanced over with a faint smile. Don't you remember? You introduced me to my first investor. My mind blinked. Then it came rushing back.
Paris.
Years ago, I had been walking the backstage corridors of a fashion show when I ran into a struggling young entrepreneur, Lucas.
He hadn't eaten that day.
Couldn't get anyone to listen. I had introduced him to a friend who later helped him launch his startup. Now he was a business giant. His company had gone public. And I had quit everything for a man who auctioned me off for $9.99. I smiled bitterly. I didn't think you'd ever see me like this. Lucas's voice turned soft. Come abroad with me. Start over. My breath caught. We're partnering with your former agency, he continued. If you want to return to modeling, I'll back you completely. You belong on stage, Amelia. Don't forget who you are. I looked out the window. Who I was. Maybe it wasn't too late. Okay, I whispered. I'll go. That night, as I packed, the front door slammed open. Haden and Chloe. They stumbled in, groping and kissing, completely ignoring me until they found me in the bedroom. Haden scowled. Done already? Guess Lucas wasn't as good as you thought. I walked past them, ignoring his words. Then he called out again. It's for me. Go buy some condoms. Get the strawberry ones. Chloe loves strawberries. He smirked as he kissed her neck. Don't you, baby? I didn't move. He kicked me. What are you waiting for? We're in a hurry. I went out in silence. Bought what he asked for. Left the bag at the door. Inside, their moans echoed. I felt nothing. No pain. No shame. Just emptiness. I picked up my suitcase and left. One last glance at the house where I had wasted 4 years of my life. I didn't look back. What the hell? Haden roared the next morning. Where is that damn woman? He flung open the front door. A plastic bag sat quietly on the doorstep. No Amelia. Humph. She'll come crawling back. She always does. He dismissed it. After all, she had no career, no family, no money, no friends. Amelia was nothing without him. Easy to manipulate. Easy to buy back with a sweet word. But that morning, there was no breakfast. No warm voice waking him. No Amelia Brand, alarm clock. No Amelia. He stormed through the house. Amelia, still nothing. Chloe came down the stairs in silk and diamonds, wrapping her arms around him from behind. Amelia didn't make breakfast? She asked sweetly. Still sulking about last night? Haden grunted. Maybe. Chloe leaned closer, smiling. You spoil her too much. Want my advice? He glanced at her. Go on. Lock her up. 7 days, no food or water.
She'll break.
Or better, dump her in the alley. Let a dozen men have their way with her. Film it. That'll teach her. A cold silence flooded the room. Haden's face turned to stone. His gaze pierced Chloe like ice. She froze. Her lips parted in shock. Haden? He didn't speak. But the darkness in his eyes said everything. I was just joking, Haden muttered, staring at Chloe with thinly veiled disgust. Chloe, you're a woman too. How could you even come up with something so vicious? Chloe's expression froze. Haden. You didn't used to be like this, he said, his voice low. I don't know what's gotten into you. Before she could respond, he waved her off sharply. Leave. Chloe stormed out, lips pressed tight. A few minutes later, she was on her phone. The usual place, she said quickly.
Now.
Chloe, are you crazy? You're seeing someone else behind Haden's back? If he finds out.
Shut up, she snapped.
Either you meet me, or I'll find someone who will. Back inside, Haden walked through the house, scanning every room with a creeping unease. It felt different.
Wrong.
He opened the wardrobe. Most of Amelia's clothes were gone. Only the items he had bought her remained. Brand new, still with tags, unopened. He stared blankly. Each gift was something he'd picked up as an afterthought while shopping for Chloe. Never carefully chosen. Never personal. And yet, Amelia had treasured them, said she wanted to preserve every trace of his affection so they could reminisce when they were old. Haden's throat tightened. His pride battled the sinking realization. Just once, maybe just this once, he could lower himself.
Say sorry.
Bring her back. But when he tried to call, every number was blocked. He contacted friends. Nothing. Finally, his assistant returned with the news. She boarded the last flight to Paris, sir. With Lucas Stone. A roar echoed through the room. Lucas Stone. That bastard stole my woman. Haden's call came through to Lucas not long after. Mr. Gray. Lucas answered coolly. What can I do for you? You son of a...
You stole Amelia.
Give her back. Lucas laughed, cold and unbothered. I didn't steal anything. You auctioned her off. I paid. Fair and square. 5 million. Are you backing out now? I regret it. I'll give her back. You can keep the money. That's not what the contract says. Breach it and you owe me 100 times the amount. Are you ready to pay 500 million? Haden's breath caught. Haden, Chloe whispered beside him. Are you crazy? Spend 500 million to get that slut back? What about me? Haden didn't respond. You always said I was the one you loved. Now that she's gone, we can finally be together. Why miss that used-up bitch?
Just think of her like a dog.
One that ran off. Suddenly, Haden snapped. His hands closed around Chloe's throat. Used-up bitch, he snarled. She's still my wife. Chloe choked, eyes bulging, flailing helplessly. You really thought I wouldn't lay a hand on you? I've been too nice. You've forgotten your place. He flung her aside like garbage. Meanwhile, in Paris, I sat flipping through a fashion magazine in Lucas's penthouse, picking looks for tonight's comeback show. Lucas approached, phone in hand. He wants to talk to you. I didn't even look up. Mr. Stone, if you please. He smiled slightly, stepped outside, and closed the door. I knew Haden would never pay. Not really. To him, I was a discarded housekeeper. The cheapest deal he ever made. The only reason we had a wedding was because Chloe had thrown a tantrum over being made to wait at the airport. If not for that, we wouldn't even have gone through the ceremony. And thankfully, we never completed the registration. We weren't legally married. Lucas returned, his face unreadable. Did he insult me again? I asked. No, he said softly. He transferred the money. I blinked. What? 500 million. To buy you back. My heart stumbled. Not joy. Not pride. Just absurdity. Was it guilt? Control? Or was he just not used to losing something? I don't want to go back, I said. I'm not his property. I know, Lucas replied. I've already returned the money. Don't worry. He can't touch you here. The show that night was electric. I had feared I'd lost my spark, but as soon as I stepped under the spotlight, the rhythm returned. My heels clicked like thunder, and every step carved a statement into the runway. Lucas was right. I was born for the stage. Offers poured in. Luxury brands, sponsorships, interviews. My name trended in Paris, Milan, even back in China. But with the fame came something else. Darkness. A video surfaced. Footage of me being drugged and humiliated during Haden's twisted party. Blurry, obscene, leaked online like filth in the wind. It went viral. Insults swarmed my inbox. Slut. Casting couch whore. Trash. Even overseas, people began whispering. Someone found my hotel address and knocked at midnight. How much for one night, they asked. Banana peels were thrown at me on the street. I lost every contract. Every deal terminated overnight. I broke. But only for a moment. With Lucas's help, I released a public statement. I submitted all the evidence, every video, every message, every witness, to the police. Names were named.
Haden. Chloe.
The party guests. Some were arrested. Some weren't. The Gray family used their wealth and influence to scrub the scandal clean. But I wasn't silent anymore. I didn't want revenge. I wanted truth. But when I saw the monsters walk free, a fire began to burn again inside me. A quiet promise. I can help you, Lucas said softly, his gaze sincere. I shook my head gently. You've already done too much for me. I can't keep taking. Lucas smiled, a little bitter, a little hopeful. Amelia, I'd rather you owe me more. That way, the bond between us would be harder to break. I blinked, a little startled. His meaning hung between us, warm and frightening. Lucas, I murmured. He gently patted my head. Don't feel pressured. I just want to be good to you. That's enough for me. I reached out and held his hand. I didn't say I don't want anything with you. His eyes widened. You mean? I nodded, smiling softly. Lucas lit up, stumbling over his words in excitement. I don't know what to say. I laughed. You look ridiculous right now. I can't help it, he grinned, leaning in for a kiss. But before our lips touched, Lucas Stone, who said you could touch my woman? A voice boomed from the doorway. Haden. He stormed in, eyes bloodshot, fists clenched. Lucas didn't hesitate. She's not yours. They lunged at each other, fists flying. Stop it, I shouted, rushing to Lucas's side. I threw myself in front of him as Haden advanced again. He froze. You're protecting him? You're afraid of hurting me, I said coldly. That's the only reason you're not fighting properly. But you didn't mind hurting me before, did you? Haden looked wrecked by my words. His face was battered, blood trickling from a gash above his brow. You used to always take my side, he said, voice cracking. I stared him down. I was young and foolish then. Can we not bring up those embarrassing memories? Lucas winced, brushing his scraped arm. Ah, it hurts. I think my arm is ruined. You're so dramatic, I teased, dabbing at his wound. You're fine. Haden gawked at us, blood dripping down his temple. I'm the one bleeding like a stuck pig, and you're babying him? I raised an eyebrow. A grown man shouldn't be so delicate, Haden. Or have you forgotten your own words? Haden flinched. Those were the very words he'd once thrown at me. The guilt finally hit him, sharp and real. That night, he came again. Amelia, he pleaded as I opened the door. You let me in. Does that mean? No, I said flatly. It means I want to end this properly.
Please.
I'll do anything. Let's get married for real. I'll forget everything that happened before, I swear. As long as you behave. I scoffed. Behave? Haden, you're the one who destroyed everything. You think I'll just fall back into your arms? I'll send Chloe away. What about next time? I cut in. What happens when you're annoyed again? When Chloe plays the victim again? Will I be humiliated all over again? His face turned pale. I don't love you anymore, Haden. I don't even hate you. I just don't want to see you again.
My voice was calm.
Detached. He broke down, fell to his knees. I can't live without you. I pulled my hand from his grasp. You should have thought of that before you sold your wife for entertainment. You only want me now because you lost control. You're not in love. You're afraid of being alone. Amelia, get out. And he did. That was the last time I saw Haden Gray. Lucas and I became official soon after. On the day I signed as the global ambassador for a top luxury brand, news arrived. Haden had been arrested. Apparently, after I disappeared, Haden cut ties with Chloe. But Chloe wasn't about to let her golden goose escape. She ran straight to his parents, claiming to be pregnant, demanding marriage. Haden lost it, dragged her to a clinic. There, Chloe's secret lover appeared, causing a full-blown public scene. Haden kicked Chloe in a rage, causing a miscarriage. Cameras caught everything. Chloe's lover retaliated by leaking it all online. To drag Haden down further, Chloe made one final move. She exposed the entire truth. The drugging, the abuse, the live streams. She admitted it all. Said Haden orchestrated everything. That he bought the drugs. That the entire party was a setup. The authorities had no choice but to act. Haden was taken away on the spot. But this time, something changed. He confessed. All of it. He refused bail, requested punishment. He even exposed Chloe's drug connections, implicating her as well. They turned on each other in court, each stabbing deeper than the last. Chloe nearly died from an overdose before trial. She was convicted, too. They might spend the rest of their lives behind bars. When I heard the news, I felt nothing. Just a strange, quiet peace. Because by then I had moved on. My life was filled with bright lights, the roar of applause, the flash of cameras, not from a sleazy live stream, but a runway in Milan. Lucas was by my side, steady and proud. No more dark clouds. Only sunny days ahead.